What's up, tribe? Another lab session, number 3 of 100. My 100th lab session challenge to myself as I go through this journey of transformation, manifestation, just, truly coming into that place in life where truly realizing what I really want and going after it for the first time in my life. So many times I've doubted my worth and I doubted my abilities and just typical stuff that every person goes through as they shed in this personality trait that we all believe about ourselves, right? So once again, I know these are new. My name is Dwayne Taylor, aka Coach. I just realized it's my passion to teach, right? I love teaching about life, the mindset. I love teaching about health and fitness, the body, and I love talking about building wealth with a phenomenal system that I'm connected to. And through this journey, I've seen people, come into this environment, and you get around other believers, and then you begin to see these people actually live their dreams. Like these people are living what we call free lifestyles, right? That's what our mindset is about. It's about freedom. It's about finding a better way to spend your time other than going to a job if that's not what you really want. And I have the whiteboard here because sometimes I like to write and draw pictures sometimes when stuff comes to me. So if something comes to me, we'll use it. If not, I just sit here and flow. And eventually we'll get to the topic of the title. And once again, for all the new people who may be viewing this for the first time, I'll probably do these for the first 10. I'll keep reiterating what this is all about, these lab sessions are all about. These lab sessions are about us changing our perception, right? So we can actually go live our dreams. That's what I've realized. You can begin to control the way you think and what you say about yourself, because we've lived in a world so much where most of the words, when you really begin to hear, most of the words you hear are all negative, especially against our own selves. Like when you really begin to quiet your mind and listen to a conversation, like you'll just hear all this negativity coming out, right? Nobody wants to talk about their dream. Nobody wants to talk about their passion. Like you're weird if you talk about a dream or a passion, or you're weird if you have something to think about greater than a football game or a basketball game or what happened on TV last night, but you're actually going after something you want to do in the world or impact the world a certain way, right? Like since I've been doing this, I have this concept that's coming together, how I'm gonna impact this world. And I'm stepping out there on my faith, believing what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Like, cause if that is in my mind's eye, and if the things I'm hearing is true, and when they say once you see it here, it's only a matter of time before it's out here. Like this is the first time I can say in my life where I can say I see it here. Like I used to always hear people talk about, like, when you can see it here, it's about to happen out here. Like, so I can see my life right here. Like I see exactly how I want to live my life. I see exactly how I want to travel this world. I see exactly the way I want to live, how I want to live, with who I want to live, like how I really want to enjoy this life and the causes I want to help. You know what I'm saying? In particular, I have this idea, there's 2 foundations I want to start. One in a good friend of mine's name and one in my mother's name. These are all some of the things that are just starting to come because I'm starting to dream, right? I'm starting to think that, it can happen to somebody like me. Why not? Because when I look out in the crowd and I see these people standing on these stages or playing these sports and doing whatever it is they love, or like you go to IG and you see how some of these people you never heard of, but they're doing such big things and they're living free lives. They're doing what they really want to do. They heard the call that said, if you focus on what you really want, then it'll begin to happen. So that's what I'm really beginning to focus on, what I want. And it's happening. Like things in my life are shifting to where it's like Tetris. Them things are just lining up. Like they're different types of blocks and they look weird at first. And you just got to kind of figure out how it fits into your puzzle, right? And that's what it's really like. It's like a Tetris game almost. Every relationship is a 0 and a 1. Every relationship you run into, every relationship, every conversation is going to be a 1 or a 0, or a 0 or a 1. Why? Because there's always going to be someone who's open and someone who's closed in the conversation. And that's the beauty of learning how to communicate, learning how to have a dance beat between open and closing, between two people. That's what we pretty much lost in today's society, is how to truly communicate between a person who's closed and a person who's open. There's still common ground in between, right? There's still common ground where these two can understand one another, because if they would just stop to learn, take the time to learn you got to realize there's the opposite of you. There has to be, because everything we see tells us we live in this place of duality. So if you can begin to recognize who you are, then it'll help you appreciate who these people are. And that gives me to my topic, appreciation. This word has dropped in my spirit about just being appreciative, and I looked that word up, appreciate. And just some of the adjectives that were used, were amazing to me, like speak kindly of, speak highly of, to add value to, right? To lift up, to esteem, to live high, right? So when we appreciate, when we say that word, I appreciate, now I know why DJ Khaled says what he says, why he always says, I appreciate you. I get it now. Because when you look at those words and you begin to see yourself and these other people, and you begin to just appreciate them for the part they're playing to help you grow in this thing called life, to help challenge you and stretch you. And a closed person is supposed to help a open person not be like all out here and la la land and stuff going crazy, you know what I'm saying? But no, it's supposed to keep a good ordered structure, right? And then open is supposed to teach the closed person, it's okay to be open. It's okay to be open. It's okay to learn new things. It's okay to be introduced to something different. It's okay. It's language. It's all about the language we speak. Wars are started over languages. The misinterpretation of a word, one word, and you got people having wars. Like I said, it's so funny. I heard, what's that artist's name? I can't, my phone's being used for the recorder. I'm gonna get his name though, but he's like me, from a black father, white mother, and I heard his song for the first day, and it's like what maybe a lot of us have had it before, but I just came to the realization like how challenging it is to stand between two worlds, and you get to hate on both sides. You get to hate from what you appear to be your black side to be, and then you get to hate from the white side to be. But you also get the love as well. But it's just instead of it getting one side, you getting it from both sides. You like ding, 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 ding. And to be able to stand in the middle of that, you're a different breed of person. Like for real. Not better than, just different. You just see two different ways. Like you understand open, what open means, and you understand what closed means. And they're both right. They're both right. They both need each other. We live in duality. It's seen in everything. Plus, minus, up, down, right? But there's only one common thread, though. When we think about this thing, like when we think about abundance and quote unquote lack, there's no such thing as lack. There's only abundance. There's only you understanding a low level of it or a high level of it. But there's only abundance. It's how you perceive. It's your perception of abundance. So if you see yourself always in low abundance, you'll stay there because you keep believing in low abundance. But if you believe that the creator that created you appreciated you enough to create you, that he will bless you with whatever you need. She will bless you with whatever you need, however you see it. One truth, two stories. There's only one truth. But there's two stories, an open story and a closed story. Which one you from? Or do you understand both languages? What's your foundational, who are you? Right? I know, I get it. What's this dude talking about? Don't know. I'm just doing what I've been told to do. How about that? I'm just doing what I've been felt led to do all my life, and that was to speak. So that's what I'm doing. I finally got the courage to speak. So that's what I'm doing. So people come on here and be like, man, what's this dude talking about? I'm just speaking. You know, we all got gifts to give. I realize along this journey, everybody does exactly what they're supposed to do for the person that is standing in front of them. It's always a conversation. It's always a dance between these two. Always. And life is about how can you balance these two in everything in your life. In every area, you got these two conversations going on. Friends, wife, family, hey, girl, dogs, everybody, right? So appreciation, when you begin to appreciate just where you are, where you're at, it takes you to a greater place of awareness, a greater place of, Roxy, stop, a greater place of, just appreciating and being grateful, right? Like that gratefulness and that gratitude is like basically being shown kindness, but kindness being bestowed upon you, right? So when you're grateful, it's like you're appreciating the kindness that is being bestowed upon you right where you're at. Because there's only abundance. It's just your perception of low abundance or high abundance. That's it. There's only abundance. Look at all the trees. Like, there's still, look at all the dirt. There's only abundance in this life. Your hair keeps growing. Your nails keep growing. Your skin regurgitates itself. Everything, the cells, you get new all the time. What about your mindset? Is it getting new or is it staying the same? Everything else is shedding and growing. What makes you think your mindset can't grow? Right? What makes you think you can't come to a new place of appreciation right where you are? I get it. And I used to always hear, like, be happy right where you are. Feel happy right where you are. Like, live in your place of happiness right now before you see it out there. You got to see it here first. That's how it works, right? They asked Michelangelo. Michelangelo said, I always paint a picture twice. First in here, and then I copy out here what I see in here. All he does is close his eyes, and he paints what he sees, right? So artists are the perfect representation of who we are as a people and what we can actually dream to do with our lives. Like, that's the representation of an artist, right? Artists help people see this life and the bigness of it and the creativity of it and the potentiality of it. Like, I realize I'm moving into that lane, my creative artistic lane. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm working in the lab on something, and it's gonna come out, and I think it's gonna be really dope, you know? And when you get into that place where you can just find that center and begin to hear your voice, things begin to just change, and you can feel a significant, like, just change. There's like a certain, it's like the algorithm change, like Facebook changing up all these algorithms, and you just come to a certain amount of peace. It's hard to explain, it's just something you feel. But man, so I just wanted to talk about appreciation today. You know, this is lab session number 3. We just flow with these sessions. There's no particular intent but to allow wisdom to come forth and knowledge to come forth for whoever is ready to receive and hear. Like, I know it's gonna offend people and some people don't, but I already know that. I've already seen enough of it out here to realize it doesn't matter what you do. People are gonna love you or hate you, so you might as well live your life. I promise that there's nothing you can do to please everybody. That's why people are so stressed out, because we're all trying to please everybody else instead of truly pleasing ourselves. But you got to realize, once you please yourself, once you put your oxygen mask on and you begin to breathe, then you can help those around you breathe better. Right? So that's my passion, to help people breathe better. Right? To relax and get them calm, because that's how I used to be, all crunk and wild up. Like, you can ask any of my friends, man, I used to come in like a bull. I got a bull tattooed on my sleeve, right? That's how I would come into a place, just like, blah, I got the Tasmanian devil on my chest. Like, I just come into place, just tearing it up. Blah, 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 blah. Right? That's how I was. Didn't even realize it. Not to say it was a bad thing. It was just an uncontrolled thing. It was a wild horse. It was an unbridled tongue. But now I'm learning to bridle my tongue. And when you learn to bridle your tongue, you speak a different language. So I like being in this place. I like this tongue better than, I ain't gonna say I like it better. I appreciate this tongue better than that one. That one caused a lot of, I can see this tongue is gonna cause more peace than that tongue. That tongue caused chaos. So there's two sides to every story. So the other half of my life means I'm gonna begin to speak peace wherever I go, so I can have a peaceful life. I had the crazy life. It's too crazy. So now I'm speaking peace out my mouth. So now my life will be peace, because I've seen myself speak like all that chaos in my life back there, and I seen it. Like, I see my past. I see what the words of my past gave me. I can look back and see it, and like, I don't want to do that no more. I seek peace, and they said if you change your words, you change your life. So I began to speak peaceful words now to everybody and everyone. And now I can see it manifest in how people even respond to me differently. Like, because I'm appreciating people, people are appreciating me. Because I'm smiling at people, people are smiling at me. Like, I'm not getting no backlash from people. Like, all the sneers and jeers, what I would normally perceive I was getting, just because that's how I was jacked up in perceiving things. But now that my perception has changed, this is a whole new world. It's a whole new wonder. It's a brand new world today. Brand new. Every day is a brand new day. Why? Because now creativity is free to do what she is designed to do. Instead of it being chaotic, a chaotic border. Oh, and here, oh, that's good. I was driving this dude, right? You see what I drew, right? So this was chaotic energy. This is the border, right? This is this, chaotic. This is this, in peace and order, right? So I was talking to a dude that worked for the CDC, and I'm gonna get off after this. And he said, and I just started, engaging conversation, and he just started talking. And there's a shot that people get every year, right? I'm gonna watch my tongue because I don't know all the rules and regulations yet, but there's a shot people get every year. And he said when that particular cell replicates itself, it does a very bad job of doing it. So what they got to do is they got to take all past year strains of this virus and try to figure out how it might duplicate itself this year. And then they send it to a manufacturer to make it and then inject it into you. Like, the virus is so smart. When it duplicates itself, it duplicates itself in a not an exact replica. There's something wrong with it. You might not be able to see that. There's something wrong with the DNA of the cell. It didn't duplicate itself exactly the way it was supposed to. It was a little off. Sound familiar? Look into a mirror. What do you see? What reflection do you see when you look in that mirror? When you look at your DNA, do you see peace? Or do you see chaos? Or just a very strong, a different type of power? I don't even want to say bad, it's just a different type of power. This is a peaceful power. Like, this power is just like really smooth, right? It's just, you feel it, but it's just smooth. And this power is very, just chaotic. I like this energy better. I like this power better, just smoother. It feels smoother to me. So I tend to associate better with these type of people, because I lived this and I seen the destruction that this causes. But now I understand this as well, but I prefer to be peaceful. So look, this is Dwayne Taylor, aka Coach. I'm talking about just to gain some peace. Become appreciative where you're at. Be grateful right where you're at. Show kindness on people. Appreciate people right where you are, right where you at. Appreciate your kids, your wife. Appreciate yourselves. Appreciate your body. Appreciate everything. Begin to just appreciate everything. Begin to speak life over yourself. You know, that's something. Instead of I say I am, I start saying you are. You know, you are. Dwayne, you are blessed. Dwayne, you are wealthy. Dwayne, you are a man of integrity. Dwayne, you are a successful entrepreneur. Dwayne, you are. No, I'm saying I are. I already am that. Right? So I'm speaking to myself. The I is speaking to me directly. Dwayne, you are. And I'm receiving it like, okay. So then when I duplicate myself, so when I duplicate the I can duplicate it that way this time. 1, 3 of these things belong together. But we need this. Without this, there's no creation. Well, that's not true, because this is a different type of creation. Right? This is one way of creating, and this is a way of creating. This creates a certain life. This creates a certain life. Which life do you want to create? Dwayne Taylor, aka Coach. Calling from the ATL lab session number 3 in the books. To my Kingsmen, to them Go Gladiators, AU, to the tribe, one love, to them seekers. Keep seeking, you know how we do. Flow, love, shine, be, toast to the good life. Like, that's what it's about, living that good life, your best life. What life do you want to live? Live long and prosper, and keep it 100 even when you're growing through it. If you want to connect with me, if you want your life to change, connect with me. Leave me a comment, drop me a comment, connect with me on Instagram at Perception, PERSEPSHUN. Some stuff's going to be coming out pretty soon. So, hey, I appreciate those who are being drawn in. Like, I'm so excited about the tribe that's being called in, and the group and the family that we begin to build. And watch all the things that we do. Watch the lives that are changed. Watch the people who are transformed. Watch people begin to live their dreams, and they begin to testify on it right here because of some words they decided to be open up to receive. Like, everybody goes on their journey like that. You're gonna hear people say stuff that you just don't catch, and some other stuff you're gonna hear people resonate with. Some people are gonna resonate with what I'm saying. Doesn't matter how small or how big, but those are the people I was assigned to touch, so they could go ahead and find themselves. All right? So it's an honor, and I truly appreciate the opportunity to speak into people's lives, because it truly is an honor, and I am grateful to be able to do that, to be able to teach people to live the life they truly want to live, their dream life. Once again, this is Dwayne Taylor, aka Coach. One.